is Kenny Jones, and this is my speech number 2. So here is my audience.
Number 1,
2,
3,
4, 5,
6,
7,
8,
and 9.
Perfect. Okay, so here we go. Let me take you guys on a trip back in time to the 1950s. It's referred to as Vegas's heyday, even though the glittery lights aren't as bright as they are today, but we don't need to talk about that. Entertainers would come from all over the world to perform on the Strip, anywhere from Sammy Davis Jr. to Frank Sinatra, Nat King Cole, and Ella Fitzgerald. Fortunately, those black entertainers weren't allowed to stay at the hotels that they performed at. They had to sneak in and out of their venues and stay at board houses in West Las Vegas. That is until the Moulin Rouge appeared, or was built. In this speech, I will be informing you on the history of the Moulin Rouge, how it initiated the civil rights movement, and the tragic ending to this hotel's story. So, let's get started. The Moulin Rouge was the first integrated hotel in the United States, and it was built in 1955 and was intended specifically to be integrated. According to Smithsonian.com, the Moulin Rouge came from the minds of a few white businessmen who wanted to end segregation, and so the Moulin Rouge was built. They spent $3.5 million on this hotel, which in the hotel industry is nothing. It's not a lot of money at all. But with that money, they were able to build a beautiful 110-room hotel that had a swimming pool, a bar, a restaurant, and a coffee shop, as well as a dress shop. It was named after the Paris nightclub that had the same name, the Moulin Rouge. And there is references to Paris throughout the entire hotel. The sign, the big Moulin Rouge sign, had the Eiffel Tower to the side of it. And the Eiffel Tower was depicted on every single casino poker chip. In the restaurant, there was a French chef who would serve French-influenced food to the guests. And the security guards were dressed to look like the French Foreign Legion. Performers who sang on the Strip were able to stay at the Moulin Rouge. Those performers included Sammy Davis Jr., Pearl Bailey, Louis Armstrong, and many others. And then it ended up that Frank Sinatra ended up loving this hotel so much that he stayed there too, even though he was allowed on the Strip. So, how did this hotel initiate the civil rights movement? Well, it wasn't direct, since the civil rights movement did happen in the 60s, but I feel like it started the groundworks of it. Joe Louis, who was a black heavyweight boxing champion, ended up having a small ownership in this hotel, which was such a big deal because it was the first time a black man had an ownership in any hotel in the world. Second, the dancers who performed at the showroom twice a night ended up being on the cover of Life magazine, just 1 month after the hotel opened. Frank Sinatra loved this hotel so much. He was encaptured by the magic and loved every little single part of it. So much so that the hotel owners ended up making a third show at the showroom that started at 2:30 in the morning so that Frank Sinatra could go and watch it after he was done performing on the Strip. After that third show, he would get up, he would sing, and he would perform a couple of his own pieces and then invite other performers who were in the audience to come up and sing with him. Michael Green, who is a professor of history at CSN, said this: "Imagine that, the great talents of the time, white and black, jamming and winging it at the same time. Black entertainers, at a time where black entertainers couldn't step foot in the lounges of the Strip. This hotel started to dissolve racial barriers on the Strip. Unfortunately, the magic was not to last. 4.5 months into operation, the Moulin Rouge closed its doors forever. Due to bad management, an unfortunate location, terrible timing, and just bad luck. Fortunately, the building stood for 48 years, and it served as a motel as well as an apartment complex. In 1992, it was registered on the National Register of Historic Places, but after that, it seems like the corner of Bonanza and H Street has been cursed. Mayor Goodman, who served from 1999 to 2011, said that he had been to 17 groundbreakings at that site, yet it was still empty. Wait, I thought I just said that the building had stood for 48 years. Well, in 2003 and then again in 2009, arson fires were lit and destroyed everything on the lot, except a small plaque that identified the significance of that lot. The sign you guys can actually see at the Neon Museum Boneyard, which I recommend all of you guys should go see. So in conclusion, the Moulin Rouge was a bright light in a dark, segregated world. It helped dissolve barriers that led to initiating the civil rights movement. It changed the hotel and casino industry forever. The Moulin Rouge lost its magic and has been forgotten, sadly. Stan Armstrong, who is a Vegas native, ended up making a documentary about this hotel. And in one interview, he said this: "In its one shining moment, the Moulin Rouge brought pride to Black Las Vegas, pride and hope. The Rouge changed the world, and then the world moved on." Thank you. Okay, here's my audience again. Say hi, everyone. Hi. Here are my note cards. Awesome. Thank you so much.